Alright, this is Cameron Chardukian, and it's currently Tet time here in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. So, what I want to talk to you about in this video is, should you visit Vietnam during the Tet holiday? Well, first of all, let's discuss what is the Tet holiday. Well, in Western countries like the US, we typically celebrate the New Year on January 1st. Here in Vietnam and also in China, maybe in other countries, but these are the two countries that I know. In Vietnam and China, they celebrate the Lunar New Year, which typically is around the end of January or beginning of February. So during the Lunar New Year, the people in Vietnam, they'll take 1 week. A lot of people leave Ho Chi Minh City. Almost all the stores close down, almost all the restaurants close down, and people will go back to their hometowns, spend a week or so with their families, because most people aren't from Ho Chi Minh. They actually just came here for economic opportunities. So what does that mean for people that are traveling or living in Ho Chi Minh? Should you come see Ho Chi Minh during this time? Should you come to Vietnam during Tet? The short answer is no. I really don't think you should visit during Tet. I've actually been here now for about almost about 2 years. So I've seen three Tet holidays during that time. And what I can tell you, let me quick run across the street. I gotta be fast so I don't get my camcorder stolen. And what I can tell you, thieves! What I can tell you is that the bad thing about coming to Vietnam during this time is that the people, because all the restaurants are closed and everything is closed, the ones that do stay open increase their prices, and also it's just kind of quiet and boring around here during this time. And if you want to travel between the cities in Vietnam, it's also difficult because the majority of buses and such get booked way beforehand. So you're forced to book stuff way beforehand if you'd like to go somewhere. So generally speaking, I'd say increased prices, less stuff to do, and more difficulty traveling between places means it's probably not a good time to visit Vietnam. Of course, the counter argument is, if you're living here, it could actually be a good option if you're living here to stay in Ho Chi Minh City during that time, because it's quieter and it's a good contrast from the normal chaos of the city. You can kind of get a break. And over here, it's actually cool. You can also kind of see all of their little festivals that they're doing. It's actually busy around here because this is one of the main areas in Vietnam, one of the main plazas in Ho Chi Minh City, but otherwise most of the stuff is closed, so it's pretty boring, generally speaking. All the main restaurants are closed, so like some of the nights I've had to walk around like a kilometer to find decent stuff that was open. So I'd say if you're visiting, then I probably wouldn't visit during this time. There's some cool flowers, and some of the parks are decorated, and they have some cool decorations, but that's about it. There's not as much stuff to do during this time, so I wouldn't recommend visiting at this time. But living here, it's cool because it's a nice contrast from the extreme chaos of Ho Chi Minh City. So I think that's about enough for this video. I'm gonna check out now. I'm crossing the street. As you can see, there's a lot of shit going on. So I'm gonna finish this video here, and I'll talk to you again soon. This actually isn't the scene of Tet. This is actually several days, maybe 2 or 3 days after Tet. So it's actually a lot more busy than it was just a few days ago. So I guess the little caveat is, if you're visiting on like the day of Tet, the day before Tet, the day after Tet, there's not going to be very much going on. But if you visit during Tet holiday, say 4 or 5 days after Tet or 4 or 5 days before, it could actually be a lot more interesting.